Hey guys, it's Shaun. Happy Saturday. I know it might be a little early considering it's Saturday and after a long week of work. Um, we get to Saturday and we're like, we're not getting up till noon or something like that. But anyway, I wanted to share something with you. First of all, I wanted to share with you guys that I finished my first personal development book for the year already. All right. I have a goal to do like one a month. Not really. Apparently last year I read 11 books, which is great. And I'm not including like my leisurely books because I always take too long to read those, to be honest with you. My leisurely books, like my fun books, I always take too long to read those. But last year I had read 11 personal development books. And it was good because it helped me. It really helped me in so many ways. It really helped me to come out of my shell in a lot of ways. It helped me to learn how to do different things in my business to make my business grow. It helped me actually to really create, like a vision, like to understand the order of things and to understand that you needed to have a vision and a mission for your business and then reverse engineer how to get there and to truly enjoy the process because, and frankly, can I put it real frank, like really fall in love with failure? I know it's kind of crazy, but you kind of have to when you're in business for yourself. I don't think that there's any successful person that we know and admire today that has not experienced massive failure. And the thing is, like, for every failure that you experience, there's a learning opportunity. So, as you know, in the business that we're in, if you're not the type of person who already has or wishes to develop an attitude, and I don't mean to make this rhyme, but an attitude of gratitude and positivity, you're not going to be successful. And I'm just going to be real with you. I want to be honest with you about that. But to be successful in any venture, you have to be willing to fail. You have to get really intimate with failure because with failure comes those amazing opportunities to learn and to do better for the next time. And that doesn't only apply to business. It also applies to your everyday life. So if you're married or if you're involved in a relationship or you have children or you're in a job, where you've got to deal with people and supervisors, you understand that at least once daily you're going to fail. But what do you do with that failure? Do you fall into a funk because, you messed up that day? Or do you figure out how to not let that happen again? Do you figure out, okay, so where did the failure occur? What happened to make that go badly? How can I prevent that from happening again? How can I do this better for the next time? Classic example, talking about jobs. When you first get there, nobody expects you to do it right 100% of the time. They just don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't expect you to do it right 100% of the time when you first walk in the door. They're going to train you. They're going to, take you step by step of the things that you're expected to learn, like in the first week. There are certain things they want you to master in the first week. If you work in retail, they want you to learn a basic thing you need to learn how to work your way around is the register, right? Whether it's computerized or it's old school or whatever, like that's going to be a basic thing because you're there to help the store make money. So they're going to talk to you about, the register. And then maybe the following week, they help you learn how to greet the customers and inform them of the sales. And then maybe the following week, and then they help you and they coach you through that, right? And then maybe after the first month, you're supposed to know how to work the registers, and you're supposed to know how to greet people, and you're supposed to know how to keep the store clean and know about certain procedures, like maybe opening the store, closing the store. So there's going to be a certain amount of expectations there. And all through that first month, you're going to experience failure. But you quit your job because you forgot a step on how to ring somebody up? Or do you quit your job because you forgot that we need to wipe down all the counters in the store or at closing? Or do you quit your job because you forgot to greet a customer? No, your supervisor, if they're worth their salt at all, is gonna coach you through some of these things until you get it right. And you're gonna learn, and with practice, you're gonna learn from those failures, and you're gonna be like, oh, well, maybe I need to have a checklist. You're gonna start coming up with solutions so that you can be successful in that position. Now, I know when we go to work, we're not really thinking about that, right? We're not really thinking about being successful in our positions. It's a job. Let's call it what it is. But subconsciously, we think about how we're learning how to do our jobs, and we go through and we fail in some areas, and then we learn, we figure out what made us fail, and then we get better. And then with practice, we pretty much master certain things. And in fact, with that mastery, we're probably selected to teach other people how to do the same thing we learned how to do. It's a lot like that in this business. So the primary reason why I came on here and I wanted to do this video is because right now I'm actually in my second book of the year that it's an Audible. I'm doing the Audible version of it. But it's called Get Over Your Damn Self by, I forget the author's name, and she's actually on the phone, so I'd have to interrupt the broadcast in order to get it for you. But I can post it in the comments when I'm done with this video. But the name of the book is Get Over Your Damn Self. And I've only been listening for like about 15-20 minutes right now, but maybe 30. But she came up with some really great tips for how you can still operate this business having a full-time job. Now, the formula that she came up with was for a 15-hour commitment to your business while you're still working full-time. So if you're like me, you've had a full-time job and like a part-time gig before. So a lot of times the part-time gig can take up to 20 to 25 more hours of your week in addition to your full-time gig. So what I'm suggesting is that with 15 hours, you could be making significant strides in your business if you set aside that time and you are focused on the activities that you need to be working on during those 15 hours. So I'm just going to share with you what it is I did for myself. My goddaughter gave me this fabulous journal to be taking notes and stuff like that. And when I have wonderful ideas about I get some really great tips, I put it in this book and I make a journal out of it. And so that's what I did today. So you can see the notes I've been taking today. So one of the first things, using this 15-hour a week allotment, this is what Romi suggests from her book, Get Over Your Damn Self. I highly suggest that. I'm already like enthralled by the way that she like communicates how she's doing this. So it's it's a mindset book, which is always great for our personal development. And you'll remember that from prior videos that I've made and from your Coach Basics. but also it's also like a how-to, right? So this is really good stuff. But here's what she came up with. So she said for 15 hours of work each week, like 1.5 hours should be set aside for personal development. So for your own training, for, buying books like Shaun T, T is Your Transformation is what I just finished, which is fabulous. I think everybody should get it. Even if you're not going to use it toward this business, it is definitely something that you can use toward life. If you want more than the regular, then that is a book that you need to get your hands on. And you can get it through Audible. You can listen to it, or you can go to Amazon and get it. And I can provide links for all of that for you too, if you'd like. Nevertheless, she says for 15 hours of work, if you're going to set aside 15 hours of work, you should be putting in at least an hour and a half of personal development time during that week. So that's about 20 minutes a day, either listening to a book or reading 10 to 15 pages of a book that is helping you improve your mindset and also helping you implement things that you've learned. So a how-to book. Another hour and a half, and I know a lot of you are not there yet, but another hour and a half, I want you to be thinking ahead and thinking about what your business is going to look like in 6 months. But another hour and a half is when you're hosting team calls or you're doing 3-way calls, trying to share either challenge groups with folks or trying to share the business with people. So I guess, no, you can still apply that today. So if you've got a couple people on your list that you're talking to and you need some help with in terms of describing the business and how the business can be beneficial to those folks, then an hour and a half, at least an hour and a half a week should be dedicated to those kinds of calls, because you want to be talking to people every day anyway, right? So also team calls, you know that our upline has a weekly call every Tuesday that is on our page. It's the Team Genesis Network. So if you're not a part of that page, and I think everyone here is, because I think I've added all of you to that team page, they post announcements for the team calls every Tuesday evening. I've been slacking off and haven't been there because I've had a lot going on at the day job, and I've also decided to finish my second degree in communications, so I've also been doing that and kind of wrapping my brain around getting all of these things to fit in my schedule. So I've been slacking off a little bit there. Nevertheless, that is also something that you can be using that hour and a half for. Those calls are typically 30 to 45 minutes long. So definitely engaging in that can also be applied to this hour and a half allotment to team calls, posting on the team page, and basically checking in with the team to see, what's going on with everyone else. Because even though I lead Team Fierce and Fabulous, that doesn't mean, and I think everyone that's here knows this, that doesn't mean that I'm the only one that can post something that may be helpful to the team. So, if you have that question, everybody else probably has that question too. So always feel free to check in on the page and either get information for yourself or share information you've learned. So that's another hour and a half a week. The other 12 hours, considering the business that we're in, the other 12 hours should be focused on building your own personal business. Okay. So you should be implementing what you learn in your personal development. For instance, me sharing this with you guys is going to be part of the hour and a half that I'm dedicating to the team. But it also is helping me to implement what I learned by sharing it with you guys. So that's one thing. The other thing that you've learned in Coach Basics is building relationships with people online or people in your everyday community, either at work or, and I'm not just talking about building relationships with the sole goal to close a deal with them, but rather building relationships with those people. Because at the end of the day, when you're building those relationships with those people, you are encouraging them to want to be a part of your life. And as you're building your life and you're making your life better, people are going to want to be a part of that. It's only a matter of time, however, that they're going to want to know what it is that you're doing, and they're going to want to be a part of that and want to learn more. And that's when you get into talking and having those conversations every day. But you have to start at square one. You can't have conversations every day about joining a challenge group and joining the team if you're not first building those relationships with the people around you. Okay? So building relationships. So that's part of your 12 hours into building your business, is building those relationships. Also, posting and adding value on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whichever platform that you feel the most comfortable with, you should be sharing those, sharing your life, sharing things that add value. We're in the health and wellness business, so you should be sharing your workouts and how it made you feel and how you struggled through it. And oh my God, I didn't think I was going to get through it. And you guys have seen that. You guys have seen me post the good, the bad, and the ugly about my workouts. Some days I don't feel like doing it. Some days it's like, okay, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to give myself 5 minutes. Next thing you know, I've finished a 30 to 45 minute workout. So posting that, sharing recipes, maybe, sharing your meal plan day, which I like to do a lot, is sharing my meal plan day, because I like to share with people how simple it can be. It takes work. Everything worthwhile takes work, but sharing how simple it can be with a little bit of help to, meal plan and prep and fit a healthy lifestyle into your already busy schedule. So those are the kinds of things that you add and you share, and you do it on a consistent basis, and you start to build an audience, and you start to build a following, and people start to become interested in you and in your life and what it is that you do. So all of these activities, and Roni likes to call them income creating activities, are the things that you want to focus on in these 12 hours that you have, rather 12 hours of building your business, but overall in the 15 hours you've allotted for your business. So they have to be focused, income creating work. Okay. And of course, inviting. So you want to actively invite people to a challenge group and to the business opportunity. You want to actively be doing that. I personally believe that when you're first starting out your business, or you're revamping your business, or you're relaunching your business, again, this has to start with building the relationship. We're in a unique business that is really personal. We're not selling pens or gold digger notebooks, or tea or lotion or something like that. We're telling people, what we're selling to people is a solution to a problem that they have, and it's with their health. It's very personal. A lot of people are not even ready to admit that they have a problem. That's going to be very difficult to communicate if you don't have a relationship with that person, and you have to build that, and you have to be thinking that way. I'm right now, we're getting ready to, I might be switching everything on its head for you, because you have to be thinking along those lines. You have to be thinking about building the relationship. It has to be done in order. It's not going to be, I know that for me, it didn't become evident that I had a problem until I was actually ready to end my entire life. You understand what I'm saying? So it's got to go, everybody has their thing. Everybody has their bottom. And you have to understand that without building that relationship with someone, you are not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to successfully invite them to a challenge group. It just isn't, you know, it's just not going to happen. People have to trust you. They have to know, like, and trust you. Okay, as a matter of fact, because I learned that the other day, and I'm writing that down. I'm writing that down because I was trying to remember it the other day. Me and Ray were having a conversation, and I was talking about how you build that rapport with folks, and particularly on social media. Now, let's face it, everybody but me, because you see how I'm looking today, right? But everybody tries to put their best foot forward on social media, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying use social media as like some kind of, you know, throw eggs at the wall type of medium or platform. What I am suggesting, though, is you have to be willing to put enough of yourself out there so that people can actually get to know the person that you are. And that's not just for social media. I think that that's something that you have to do in your own individual communities, you know, at work, at home, you know, in your neighborhood or whatever. You have to put yourself in a position for people to know, like, and trust you, because if they know, like, and trust you, that's your building, the building blocks for building a relationship with people. Then they're gonna want to know what it is that you're you know, what is it that you're doing, and how can I do that too? You understand what I'm saying? And obviously, again, the business that we're in, another example of what you do with those 12 hours is obviously getting your workout in every day. Now, I know this is a struggle. It's a struggle for me because my schedule is really, really crazy now. And where I was married to doing my workout when I got home at 5:30, things are different now. So I gotta figure that shit out. I'm still in the process of trying to make sure that I'm getting 5 days in. Okay? Because I have a goal this year to lose 40 pounds. Because I had a serious setback late last year. So, you know, with my own goals. So I have by the end of 12/31, 40 pounds, I need to be saying 40 pounds down. So I have to be accountable to that. So working out, I calculated for myself that working out 5 times a week is at least 6 hours. So it could be more. You feel me? It can be more. But in our business, that's as much a part of our job as any of these other things that I've talked about. And it's probably the most important thing to do. So yeah, you know, working out, meal planning, all of that is a part of what we do. So as I'm looking at it, I'm just looking at my list here, and I'm making notes for myself. I'm like, you know, 15 hours is probably not going to cut it for everything that needs to be done. You know, so I'm like I'm thinking perhaps I bump it up to at least 20 hours for myself. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because my workouts can vary from 30 minutes to an hour. So that in and of itself says to me, oh, okay, well, actually, I'm sorry. I put too much time down. It's not 6 hours if I'm working out 5 days a week, and it's 30 minutes to an hour. It's actually more like 5 hours because it's more like 5 hours if we use the maximum amount of time that I can spend working out. So it would actually be 5 hours. So if I'm saying it's 30 minutes to an hour, and I'm working out I'm trying to get 5 days a weekend, then it's 5 hours. All right. Nevertheless, my point is that using this formula, and it's something that I'm going to test and report back on. But using this formula, you should be able, and like I said, there's a lot of other things that are involved in using this formula. Okay? There's discipline, there's self-control, there's commitment. You know what I'm saying? And those three things are going to determine if this formula gets implemented or not. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm sharing that with you guys because no matter what it is that you want to do in this life, you're going to have discipline, self-control, and commitment to whatever that thing is. And so it doesn't matter if I tell you all of this stuff, if I give you these tips and tell you to follow this formula, okay? Tell you to spend an hour and a half per week in personal development for every 15 hours you're devoting, you're blocking out for the business. It doesn't matter if I tell you to spend another hour and a half, being on coach calls and actually talking to people and checking in with your team. It doesn't matter if I tell you these are, the remaining 12 hours now is, about implementing what you've learned and making sure you're getting your workouts in and building relationships and posting and adding value and inviting. It doesn't matter if I tell you any of those things and tell you exactly what to do. If you're not disciplined, and if you don't have a good amount of self-control, and you're not committed to your business, none of those things are going to happen anyway. So, for me, that is a lesson that I really had to dig deep and I really had to say. And why this book right now for me is timely, because it's called Get Over Your Damn Self. And for me, what that means and what attracted me to that book, not only have other coaches read it and it really impacted them and it really spoke to them and it really drove them to build their businesses. But at the end of the day, what we do is so incredibly important to people, whether they recognize it or not. We have to get over our damn self and share that we have a better way of doing this. Share the no BS journey about the hard work it takes to be healthy and to work out and to meal prep and plan and to learn about healthy eating and to learn about clean eating and to learn about how, how to shop for your food every week and how to set aside time to plan your meals every day. And that it is hard work, but the reward is something you can't, literally, like, the reward is something that you can't put a price on. You know what I'm saying? If and obviously if you don't really have a passion for that, Shaun would say if you haven't had a transformation, it might be hard for you to really wrap your brain around how important this all is. But I've done this before, and it wasn't, and to be real, Raven can attest to this. It wasn't until I actually had my transformation that I started saying, let me share this with other people. Because this is real. This is not in my head. This is real stuff. Like other people can have this too, and why don't they? You know what I mean? So that's all I wanted to share today. This book, I would highly suggest that everybody get it. It's called Get Over Your Damn Self. I'll put the author's name. Her name is Romi. I can't get the last name right now, but I'll put it in the comments. And let you know where to get it. And if you've got Audible capability, you can download it and listen to it in your car to work or while you're cleaning the house or whatever the case may be. And listen to it, because I'm only like a half hour in, and I'm listening to it myself, but I'm only a half hour in, and I've already gotten some really tangible stuff that you could use today if you're so inclined. It's good stuff because it helps me to really plan out and kind of monitor myself and see if I'm actually doing what I need to be doing on a daily basis. So, but you've gotta, and if you guys want like some training on like, there's some things that I've learned in Facebook that I'm more than happy to share. If you guys want that, put it in the comments below this video or reach out to me however which way you can, and let me know, because there's some tricks. You know, Facebook seems to be a little confusing to a lot of people, but there's some things that you can do to expand your reach and to get more eyes on your content and get more people interested in how in what it is that you do. And there's some tips and tricks about posting to your groups and to your, you know, I don't know if any of you guys have pages on how you can schedule your posts on your on business pages. I recommend everybody have one if you don't already, because there's a lot more that you can do on Facebook if you have a business page. And frankly, a lot more control over your content. And when it gets posted, to make sure that you're doing, like I said, income creating, you know, activities on, you know, in your business, if you have that, if you know about that kind of stuff. And I can take some notes and kind of walk you through what it is that you can do to, like I said, expand your reach and have more eyes on your content, so you can reach more people. If you're really interested in building a business, then these transcend our Team Beachbody businesses. Any business that you would want to be a part of, some of these principles that I can do a separate training on will definitely help you to grow your business. So that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed these tips from Roni's book, Get Over Your Damn Self. And as always, if you have any questions or comments or observations that you'd like to share, feel free to share it in the page. All right, take care, y'all.